President Moon, thank you for inviting me to this P4G summit at a time when so many people struggle with the pandemic and so many countries are still in the middle of a terrible economic crisis as a consequence. Trillions of dollars have been mobilized by G20 governments to fight the recession and protect people's livelihoods. Not enough governments have followed the example set by the European Union and your government to ensure that this huge economic stimulus is green and accelerates the transition to a green economy. The Korean Green New Deal, combined with your pledge for net zero by 2050 and your pledge to end support for coal projects in Korea and internationally, leads the way in Asia. President Moon, following the recent commitments by President Biden for a 50% emission reduction by 2030 and Prime Minister Suga for a 46% reduction by 2030, a similar commitment from your government at this P4G summit will send a strong signal that the Republic of Korea is stepping up to face the climate crisis and will fight to see the return of blue skies in Korea. Not all countries have access to stimulus funding like the Republic of Korea, and few have managed to avoid the worst consequences of the pandemic as well as Korea. Many of GGGI's developing and emerging economy member countries are questioning whether a Green New Deal makes sense for them, and if so, how to fund such a green transition. GGGI argues that green growth is the only option for all countries for a sustainable and inclusive future. Investments in green buildings, renewable energy, electric mobility, climate-smart agriculture, and nature-based solutions bring more employment than their fossil fuel conventional alternatives, which is a critical argument for a green recovery. As many of these green investment opportunities have become commercially attractive, much of the transition can be financed by the private sector. With your support, GGGI is developing such green investment projects for our member countries and is able to match those with private sector investors. Some green investments, and particularly those related to climate change adaptation, do rely on public support, either completely or to bring on board private investors. That is why increasing the green share of development funding and increasing climate finance is so important. GGGI urges the Republic of Korea and all other donor countries attending the P4G summit to raise the green share of your ODA to 50% by 2030, to support the green recovery from COVID around the globe and step up the fight against the climate crisis. GGGI stands ready to partner with all of you for green growth and the global goals. President Moon, I wish you and all other summit participants an excellent P4G summit.